Hey guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be comparing the 2025 Chevy Silverado LT Trail Boss and ZR2 Bison.
And a big thanks to Samo and the rest of the management and staff here at Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Samo.
And as most of you guys probably know by now, Chevy gave us a pretty serious facelift inside and out for 2022. Bringing along the top off-road ZR2 trim with the ZR2 Bison that you see here joining it the following year for 2023. The 2025 Silverado adds a new blue and gray paint color with 9 trims available and 4 engine options. Both the trucks we have here get Chevy's top dog 6.2-liter V8 with an active performance exhaust, both trucks getting a slightly different active exhaust, both sounding sweet. Ranging from the $36,000 work truck up to the $78,000 ZR2 Bison that we have here. Both trucks here get standard 4-wheel drive, with the LT Trail Boss being the cheapest way into an off-road Silverado with a 6.2-liter V8. With a $58,000 base price and additional $3,500 for the 6.2, what else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So not only do both these trucks get the 6.2-liter V8, they both get Goodyear Territory Wrangler mud terrain tires. The Trail Boss getting 33-inch and the ZR2 getting 35s. The ZR2 in general gets upgraded 35-inch trims, but the $8,000 Bison package, we also get some really useful options and features, as well as off-road goodies. Starting with the front end, on the ZR2, we get the powder-coated steel lower bumper. It says AEV on it. You guys can listen to the steel construction. We have the steel on the Trail Boss too, but it's painted versus the more aggressive looking powder coat. We get LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, and LED fog lights down below with an additional light as part of the grille on both sides. Float tie with a red insert, ZR2 in the corner, forward-facing camera with a washer. We get a pretty aggressive hood that says 6.2. The front end styling on the Trail Boss, we get the same exact hood that says 6.2 for the Trail Boss, but outside of that, really not a whole lot of other similarities outside of the headlamps. The grille is still decently aggressive. It says Z71 in the lower right corner. We don't get a float tie, but the black insert is aggressive. Functional airflow in each corner, same thing on the ZR2, but it's just a different overall design. We have the steel lower bumper, which is painted with LED fog lights in each corner. We can take a step back, check out the side profile on this 2025 Silverado LT Trail Boss. Both these trucks get a 2-inch lift, the Trail Boss getting 33-inch tires, whereas the ZR2 getting 35s, but it still looks really aggressive. In my opinion, with these conventional style running boards, it's actually a little bit more practical for daily use versus the rock rails that you'll see when we check out the side profile on the ZR2 Bison. Anyway, with around the $62,000 base price with a 6.2-liter V8, it is getting up there in price, but with the leather seats, beautiful interior, as you guys will see in a few minutes, you definitely get some value for the money. Here we have the side profile on the 2025 ZR2 Bison. Definitely more aggressive with the 35-inch tires, but as you mentioned, the rock rails versus the running boards are not quite as practical for daily driving, especially with the slightly higher ride height with the 35s versus 32s. Both trucks, as you mentioned, get a 2-inch suspension lift, so without the running boards, it is a little bit tougher getting in and out of the ZR2. Just keep that in mind. It's also definitely a way more aggressively styled pickup. Both trucks get smart access for the driver and a front passenger, black window trim. What you see is basically what we get. We can take a closer look at the wheel and tire setup on the Trail Boss. They are Goodyear Wrangler Territory mud terrains, same exact tire setup as the ZR2 Bison, just a different overall size. The dimensions, they're 20-inch rims, but the dimensions are 265/60 R20s. With the black rims, they are an option. We'll take a look at the window sticker in 1 second, and hopefully you guys can pick it up on this 2025 Silverado Crew LT Trail Boss 4-wheel drive. With the black exterior, jet black interior, 6.2-liter EcoTech V8, $58,800 for the base price. Hopefully you guys can pause and take a look at all the standard features. Options, $3,890 for the 6.2-liter V8, $1,250 for the tonneau cover. We'll check that out in a minute. The convenience package is $1,065, $985 for the leather package, $850 for the black assist steps, $685 for the protection package, including a bed liner with the rear wheelhouse liners. That's actually a really good value. $655 for the front bucket seats with center console, $455 for the multi-flex tailgate. That's a must-have, just like the active exhaust for $395. $295 for the Goodyear Wrangler mud terrain tires. I think that's worth the upgrade, especially if you plan on actually off-roading this truck. $50 for the tire pressure for the trailer, so about $10,500 in total options, totaling us out after a $2,000 destination charge, a tick over $71,000. So definitely getting up there in price, but this is a fully loaded LT Trail Boss four-wheel drive, and we're just starting to get to the price point of that ZR2, a base ZR2 without a single option and feature, and without the 6.2-liter V8 would just be costing $71,000. So definitely a lot of value for this fully loaded LT Trail Boss. Before we hop out to the ZR2, we also get 15 combined MPGs, 14 in the city, 17 on the highway. Here we have the wheel and tire setup in the 2025 Silverado ZR2 Bison. Definitely a lot more aggressive. It fills the wheel wells in with this 2-inch lift a lot better with the 35-inch tires. There's still Goodyear Wrangler Territory mud terrains, but the dimensions for this truck are 275/70 R18s. Definitely a more aggressive look, can't argue that. The mirrors are also a little bit different for the ZR2. We get the LED side marker lights and an additional camera to help us out with the 360. We don't get the side marker lights on the mirrors for the Z71 LT Trail Boss, and we don't get a camera for the 360. We do not get the 360 on the LT Trail Boss, even though it's just about fully loaded. Both trucks do get the smart access for the driver and the front passenger. The window sticker for the 2025 Silverado Cruise ZR2 four-wheel drive. Both trucks get standard four-wheel drive. Both trucks, wow, he is flying in the parking lot. Anyway, both trucks get the black exterior, jet black and gray stone interior, 6.2-liter Ecotec V8. The 6.2 is an option on both trucks. It's $1,500 on the ZR2, whereas it's almost $4,000 on the LT Trail Boss. Standard features, you guys can pause, take a look. We get a 2-speed transfer case standard for the ZR2 with the front and rear locking differential, 2-inch lift DSSV multimatic dampers, skip plates, hill descent control, heavy duty air filter, all of that. And with the Bison edition, which is $8,400, definitely up there in price, you get the AEV front and rear bumper, AEV skip plates, front and rear differential transfer case for the fuel tank. So definitely a lot of protection, 18-inch AEV wheels and the spare, multi-flex tailgate standard with this package, AEV branded floor liners, rocker protection. Tech package is $2,000. Here we get the rear camera mirror, multicolor 15-inch diagonal heads-up display, adaptive cruise control, power, rake, and telescoping steering column. $1,500 for the Ecotec V8, as we mentioned, $995 for the sunroof, $195 for the active exhaust, and it sounds good. $50 for the TPMS system for the trailer. So after about $13,200 in total options, we're sitting at $83,715. Same fuel economy as the LT Trail Boss. I'd expect you to be about half an MPG to an MPG lower just because of the larger wheels. Here we have the rear end on the LT Trail Boss with the Trail Boss logo in the upper left part of the bed area, whereas it would say Bison on the ZR2 Bison. Better look at the overall wheel and tire setup. We get the wheel liners, get a good look at your suspension and differential down over here. Everything looks nice and aggressive. Definitely not as aggressive as it does in the ZR2, but compared to a regular Silverado, this is still quite the upgrade if you plan on using your truck for anything a little bit more towards the rugged side of things. We get the multi-pro tailgate, zone light and rear view camera, tonneau cover too. You can press this bottom button to open up the tailgate. It has the hydraulic damping, not electric. It does open up with a click of a button, but it doesn't close for you. You got to get the electric tailgates for that. The tonneau cover is by Real Truck. We can open it up pretty easily. You just fold it and do the same thing over and over again. Not quite as convenient as a retractable tonneau cover, but it's a lot more convenient than one of those soft close or roll-up covers. You get a spray and bed liner, 120-volt, 400-watt AC outlet, LED cargo lighting, Chevy etched into the bed area. We get 3 hooks in each corner of this bed and the multi-flex tailgate. So here we can open it up at the tip and have an additional about 18 inches of usable bed space. Perfect for 2x4s, whatever by 4s, motorcycles, ATVs. I believe there's a weight limit of about 450-ish pounds for direct weight on the tailgate itself, but that should be good enough for most things. We can press the top button on this multi-flex tailgate with hydraulic damping, and this is one of the most convenient bed steps in the business. You don't even have to use the handrail. Just put your foot on the step, and even with the 2-inch lift, this is one of the easiest processes in the business. Not one of the easiest processes, the easiest process bar none. We got cup holders as part of this multi-flex tailgate. We can shut this tonneau cover right up. The closing function is actually a lot easier than the opening function, who would have thought. And we can shut up this multi-flex tailgate. Since I closed the tonneau cover already, I would have had to close the flap before closing it completely. Anyway, we get the black Chevy bow tie Silverado logo in the lower left corner, LT on the right, chrome exhaust tips, trailer hitch. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly what this truck can tow. Here we have the rear end of the ZR2 Bison. So starting with the Bison sticker on the upper right part of the bed area, still the LED taillights. The reverse light appears to be a halogen though. Black Silverado badging, black AEV in the right corner, black Chevy bow tie. The trailer hitch, I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly what this truck can tow. We get rear tow hooks. Shout out Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. We get a matte black contrast for the top part of this multi-pro tailgate. The bottom part is of course just body color gloss black. It'll pop more with a different paint color, but hopefully you can still pick up the difference here with the black on black. Multi-Pro tailgate, you press this bottom button and you get the soft hydraulic open and close. The Multi-Pro tailgate gives you a bed extender, about 18-inch extension here. You can press this top button on this Multi-Pro tailgate, and as it was on the Trail Boss, it opens up one of the most convenient steps. And even with the larger or higher ride height, with the 35-inch tires, just such an easy process. We get the rear camera mirror back here too, which we did not get on the Trail Boss. Still the 3 tie downs in each corner, but we do not get the tonneau cover. And taking a step out of here, again, unbelievably easy process. And since we don't have the tonneau cover, a little bit easier process to stow away the Multi-Pro tailgate. We'll take a squat back here. Hopefully you can pick up the differential suspension, which is really different here on the ZR2 Bison. The ride height is similar, but how it gets that increased ride height is very different. The exhaust system is also different. We'll fire up the 6.2 in the Trail Boss first, then fire up the ZR2, and here they sound. All right, guys, that was the sound of the 6.2 liter Ecotec V8 sold by Chevy for the 2025 Silverado, Trail Boss, and ZR2, and it sounds really good. As I said, I think it sounds a little bit better on the ZR2, even though both trucks are listed with the active exhaust. The exhaust on the ZR2 Bison is definitely a little bit different. Both trucks crank out 420 horsepower though and 460 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. You can expect 0 to 60s in the mid to high 5-second range, making them not just capable, but also very good performers. As you guys can see, both trucks get strut tower braces. The ZR2s poke up a little bit higher, not quite sure why, but helps the handling tremendously, keeps the body roll nice and limited, and the flex in the chassis just about non-existent. What you see is basically what we get. We can shut these hoods right down and we can take a step inside. We'll start with the 2025 Chevy Silverado LT Trail Boss. We mentioned no blind spot monitoring on the glass here either, but we do get the blind spot pockets, black window trim, smart access for the driver and a front passenger. But taking a step inside, we have the faux wood trim with soft touch above it, nice leather armrest, auto one touch window for the driver. They're auto one touch for all 4 for the way down, but for the way back up, only auto one touch for the driver. Aluminum door handle, Bose premium audio system. We can stack 2 footlongs on top of each other and 2 24-ounce bottles. We have the leather seat upgrade here, fully adjustable. We get lumbar, recline, drop, lift, and slide with an aluminum step-in plate. The running board also significantly easier to step inside compared to the ZR2 Bison. But taking a step inside, you can fire everything right to life. So we're not going to go into too much detail. It's a really nice interior here, but I'll just list you the differences really quick. We do not get an auto dimming rear view mirror. We do not get a sunroof here. We don't get ventilated seats. The ventilated seats, considering how loaded this LT Trail Boss is, I think it should come with ventilated seats. I will knock it for that. We can tilt and telescope. It's not a power tilt and telescoping either. Thick steering wheel, very nice steering feel. We'll check it out when we take it out for a drive. Performance-wise, this thing is just as good on the road, if not better than the ZR2. But there are a couple options and features that we don't get. Get our lighting controls to the left, four-wheel drive controls. You can take a quick look at the pedals. No heads-up display here either. We get that on the ZR2. Touchscreen, exact same thing as a ZR2. We'll stay in demo mode. We get the Google Maps display, which is just about the best infotainment system on the road today. Even with the plastic screen on this touchscreen, the response is excellent. The resolution is fantastic. As soon as you cross over the streets, the street names pop up. Huge thumbs up to Google for this display, and a huge thumbs up to GM for including it in just about all their Silverados above the base trims. We have our trunk release. It doesn't pop up for you. It's just hydraulic. Lane keep assist. You can turn on or off the auto engine start stop, hill descent control, hazards, and traction control. USB A and C port, dual zone automatic front climate control, trailer brake controller, nice storage, our 10-speed automatic transmission, the gear selector for it, our backup camera, very high resolution, guidance lines and trajectory with a trailer hitch liner upper and an over-the-top trailer hitch view as well. We don't get the 360-degree camera on the LT Trail Boss. It would be nice if we did. I'm not going to knock them for not having it. It is also something that we have on the ZR2. A little bit of additional storage on both sides of the center console. Nice padded armrest. We can open it up, decent amount of space. You'll fit probably 8 to 10 1-liter bottles of soda in there, USB A and C port, and a 110 volt or 120 volt 400 watt outlet. The glove box is leather wrapped, decently spacious, not lined felt. The bottom tier glove box also decently spacious. I'd expect you to fit about 20 license plates in there, LED interior lights. We can check out the towing and payload information stickers here on this truck. 1,540 pounds for the payload. That's actually a little bit low for what I was expecting here. And the towing, 9,200 pounds. That's actually very good. We can shut this engine off. Quickly check out the back seat. Not going to go into too much detail back here, and then check out the ZR2 Bison. Up top, soft touch, nice padded leather armrest with the auto one touch for the way down, and a ton of storage. Leather seats out back. Since we have leather seats, we get this storage cubby that we otherwise wouldn't have with the cloth. The underseat storage, we get a very decent amount. It's carpeted. The floor mats here, the dealership here doesn't put the floor mats for like me to test, because they'd rather have my footprints on the carpet and just vacuum it up than get those floor mats dirty, because those floor mats can be pretty tough to get completely brand new, squeaky clean. We get our mat pockets behind both the front seats, a ton of space. I'll show you guys real quick. About a foot of knee room and about 3-4 inches of headroom, air vents, USB A and C ports. Now with the ZR2, the mirrors, we get blind spot monitoring on the glass. It's a larger glass without that blind spot cutout. We get the camera for the 360, smart access for the driver and a front passenger. We can check out the payload. It's only 1,058 pounds here. Not the best by any means. Turn these lights back to auto so the truck is not yelling at me. So if you need this truck for payload, only 1,000-pound payload. Keep that in mind. The towing capacity is 8,800 pounds. So at least the towing capacity is good in this 2025 ZR2 Bison. The door panel, let's start with the door panel. We get this marine grade leatherette material, and it's pretty soft touch. This carbon flash, aluminum beneath it, aluminum door handle, 2-person memory seats. We also did not get that in the Trail Boss. Auto One Touch windows, Bose premium audio system, and just about the same for the storage. Nice materials for your knee will often hit. You get an aluminum ZR2 blacked out carbon flash step-in plate, more aggressively bolstered seats, and they're still very comfortable. We get that tan greenish contrast and AEV on the headrests. Fully adjustable, we get lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. Unfortunately, no running board here on the ZR2, so we're gonna have to grab onto the grab handle, pull ourselves up, foot on the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. This ZR2 definitely sounds a little bit better. So as we mentioned, the features here are a little bit more impressive than the LT Trail Boss, but the overall layout is identical. We do get the digital rear view mirror, the heated and ventilated seats, no ventilated seats in the LT Trail Boss, power tilt and telescoping steering column, among other options and features. The heads-up display is nice to have, not necessarily necessary. It is nice for the price point that you get the fully loaded Silverado here, but if you're looking to save $10,000, $20,000 and you're okay with the features you get in the LT Trail Boss, there's definitely a lot more value in that truck to the left. This is still an awesome truck with every bell and whistle you can possibly want or need. If you don't have enough bells or whistles here, you pay an extra $510 and go for an AT4X from the GMC dealership. The touchscreen here is identical, even with the plastic on it. Response is fantastic, resolution is fantastic. We get a more advanced camera system here on the ZR2 too. We get 360 degree. We can turn on our guidance lines and trajectory. You turn on or off your 360 degree too. You can check out your forward facing, your over the top for the front, over the top for the rear, side blind zone for the rear, and side blind zone for the front. Trailer hitch camera, cool. And we can check out our in-bed camera as well. This wouldn't be really possible with the tonneau cover, but without the tonneau cover, very cool camera to look at all times. Throwing right back into park, and we'll return right back to the home screen. It takes about half a second. Digital gauge display. The steering wheel is the same thing as the Trail Boss. We have paddle shifters for the range. You got to throw it into low in order to access these paddles. Low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to the 10th gear. Throwing right back into park, and we get out of that screen. We get the forward collision alert, heated steering wheel, adaptive cruise control, voice commands, hang up and answer your phone calls, and the adjustments for this infotainment screen. Get our drive summary, digital speedo, trip computer, tire pressure, oil life, brake pad life, info page options. You can go left or right for the music, turn by turn, phone, overall settings where you can adjust the display, left side, right side, lower gauges, info pages. Awesome. My personal favorite would be the digital speedo, so we'll leave it there. Same exact center console feels, just the materials are slightly different. We get a wireless phone charging pad, same glove axis, just slightly different overall materials. Digital rear view mirror, and it's frameless here. The adjustments for it, LED interior lights. We can open up our 5th window out back, also a cool feature. 3 garage home link settings, and we can open up the sunroof as well. Pretty cloudy day today in Tampa, Florida, and it's a little bit chilly, 57 degrees. We can poke our way out of here. Not the end of the world. We can shut it up, leave the shade open, so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin. That's about it for the front seat of this 2025 ZR2 Bison. Let's hop out back and see what the differences are compared to the LT Trail Boss. So still the soft stitch materials. You have the carbon flash trim aluminum door handle, nice soft stitching for where your knee will often hit. You'll stack 2 16-inch subs, 24-ounce water bottles, Bose premium audio system. The leather equipped Silverados get the secret storage for the rear passenger, liftable seat with some secret storage down below as well. We get heated second row seats in the ZR2 Bison. Again, got to grab the grab handle since we don't have the running boards. We get heated rear seats, USB A and C port, air vents, mat pockets behind both the front seats, LED interior lights, and a decent amount of light brought into the cabin thanks to the sunroof. Headroom, just like in the Trail Boss, about 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches. If you're under 6'8", 6'9", you'll have no issue sitting in the back of just about any full-size truck. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of both of these 6.2 liter V8 monster off-road 2025 Chevy Silverados at around the $80,000 price point and around the $70,000 price point. You definitely get a lot for your money. Obviously, the ZR2 is going to be a way more impressive off-road pickup truck, whereas this LT Trail Boss will give you that off-road capability while still being very streetable for daily use. Performance-wise, let's take both these trucks out for a drive and see what they got. All right, guys, now just about seen everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 Chevy Silverado ZR2 Bison. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. Throttle response, though, is good. Ride quality is also really good. We'll see what the difference is like in the Trail Boss, but it feels good in the Bison. Body roll is limited. Puts the power down well. I like the grunt, too, with this 6.2 liter V8. It sounds good. Brakes feel solid. They don't feel great. The GM trucks, in general, I've always had, or recently I've had just a little bit squishy of a brake feel. But when you lean into it, it has a lot of power. We'll see how it feels in the Trail Boss. I do think the Trail Boss will feel a little bit quicker with the 33s, but on the gas, it still feels very strong here. Over the speed bump, you don't really feel it at all. We'll hit this one a little bit quicker. The damping with these Multimatic shocks is fantastic. You do hear it like a little bit more than what you hear from like a High Country or a Sierra Denali, but here I guess we'll take this one nice and slow. Great damping. We can take a step out here, try one out off the line. Off the line. On the gas. Oh yeah. Whew, don't need to beat it up any further. This thing can get up and go. 0 to 60 definitely under 6 seconds. Very commanding view of the road. The notches in the hood make you feel like you're driving almost a tank. Brakes are acceptable. Body roll is very limited for what we're driving here. Yeah. Feels good. We can take a step out onto this multiple lane highway. Open her up a little bit more. Woo. Yeah, at about half throttle, this thing's got a lot to it. It sounds so good. The active exhaust here is just about perfect for this truck in the 6.2 liter V8. I don't think I would do any modifications if this were my truck. Try out a real world turning radius test. Take it out of sport mode too. Try it out in normal. There we go. Normal mode, real world turning radius. Not the sharpest, but good enough on the gas. Oh yeah. This is a very quick truck, and just cruising along at highway speeds in normal mode. It's quiet. You don't really hear any wind noise, the road noise, really quiet with these mud terrain tires. At even highway speeds, I don't hear any hum. Overall, if you're looking for an off-road capable pickup truck, emphasis on the off-road, you want 35-inch tires, lift kit, the most aggressive shocks and dampers that you can get from the factory just about, big V8 engine, and luxurious options and features inside and out. This is a great way to go. Yes, you're paying for it. I mean, $70,000 for a base ZR2, a couple $1,000 for the 6.2 liter V8, and this one being the Bison, with around $8,400 in upgrades. It's worth it to some, it's not worth it to others. In my opinion, I would probably just keep it as a regular ZR2, but if you're gonna keep this, or if you're gonna use this as an actual off-roader, I can definitely see why you would go for the Bison. Either way, this is an unbelievable truck. Let's hop into the Trail Boss and see if that's the truck that I would rather have for the money. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT Trail Boss. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, the steering feels a little bit lighter here in the LT Trail Boss. The brakes feel a lot sharper, and the throttle response feels snappier, and that's probably because the wheels are 2 inches shorter in diameter. But everything feels quicker, more nimble, more usable. So for daily driving, as I suspected, this is probably more drivable, more dailyable of a truck compared to the ZR2 Bison. I just wish that the heated ventilated seats were the same. All the options and features were still available here in this LT Trail Boss. Considering a price tag over $71,000, I just honestly think that it should. We'll throw it in here a little bit quicker than we should. Check out the body roll. It is limited on the gas. Woo! Yep, that is noticeably quicker than the ZR2. Brakes feel a little bit better, but they're still GM pickup truck brakes. Could use a little bit of sharpening up. Ride quality feels actually softer than the ZR2. It was already soft in the ZR2, but it feels a little bit softer here, and to be expected. It's not quite as aggressive of a suspension. And also when you hit the bumps, it also sounds a little bit quieter in the interior. We'll see how that translates to a road and wind noise, this being a little bit shorter off the ground. The big one right here, rides over it like nothing. All that rattling is just the floor mats and the bags in the back. Very quiet interior. Brakes do feel a little bit better than in the ZR2. Taking a step out here, we'll let these cars pass, then we'll try out a little pull. Not exactly sure why he needs to be in the middle of the road. And on the gas. Yeah, no need to beat it up any further. Bump. Yeah, ride quality is definitely better than in the ZR2. Drivability is better, it feels quicker, brakes feel better. Outside of the look and interior features, this is an overall better truck. Body roll, let's check it out. Nimble for a pickup on the gas. It's a beast. The 6.2 in these GM pickups is such a good match, especially with these GM pickups feeling as nimble and planted as they do. Taking a step out here. Transmission also feels buttery smooth and very quick for the downshifts. We can take a step out here, open her up a little bit more, about half throttle. Gets up to highway speeds really quickly. Now at highway speeds, you do hear a slight hum in these tires for some reason. It's odd because you didn't really hear any tire hum. Wind noise just about non-existent. Road noise outside of that slight tire hum. Do not hear just about any. Try out a real world turning radius as soon as the smoothie truck does his thing. Turning radius feels sharper than the ZR2 on the gas. Oh, yep. We can take it out of sport mode, finish it off in normal. This will also close the active exhaust. And with the active exhaust closed, ironically, you start to hear a little bit more wind noise through the interior too. It's pretty quiet for the interior, but it's not silent. The GMC Denali will be a little bit quieter, and I'm sure the high country Silverado will also be a little bit quieter. But if you're looking for the balance between the luxury and the capability, but you don't want to pay ZR2 money, you don't want to spend $85,000 on a 1500 pickup truck, you want to keep it around the $70,000 price point, and even that you feel like is a stretch. This is a good value. You still get the leather seats. It's not like some of the competition that doesn't even get leather seats. Do I wish they were ventilated? Absolutely. But we still get the leather seats, nice leather wrapped dashboard, this monster 6.2 liter V8, and the Bose premium audio system. There are a lot of luxury features here. For daily driving, you really have every option and feature you could possibly want or need, except for the ventilated seats. I said it before and I'll say it again. Chevy, please give us ventilated seats at least for 2026. I'm sure it's an option here, but at 71,000 bucks, I'm sure one of these packages that are on that window sticker could have included it. Outside of that, this is a way more dailyable pickup truck. It feels smaller than the ZR2. I mean, it is overall a little bit smaller. It's definitely lower to the ground, and it's still higher off the ground than a regular Silverado. If a regular Silverado doesn't do it for you for the look, it doesn't do it for you for its off-road capability, you like the fact that you get a standard all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and for under 4,000 bucks you can get this top dog 6.2 liter V8. Yes, it is getting up there in price, but for the price, I think this at 70,000 bucks is a little bit better of a value of a 1500 pickup truck than the ZR2 Bison is at over 80,000. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. But if you're looking for a 1500 off-road pickup truck with the biggest V8 available, I think this 2025 Silverado, LT Trail Boss, or the ZR2 Bison, both are excellent, and I would definitely recommend checking them out. And a big thanks to Samo and the rest of the management and staff here at Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Samo. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you Have a great day.